Colorado Buffaloes got the big dub over Utah and improves their record to 8-2 on the year, which doubles their win total from just last year in times 8 from 2 years ago. Let's talk about it, what it means, Coach Prime, and how Travis Hunter essentially, to me, just locked up the Heisman after that performance. Let's talk about it after the bumper. Stay tuned. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and notification bell because I upload all the time. Now, Colorado got a big time win over Utah. Final score being 49-24. Utah, their season's kind of been a disaster after Cam Rising got hurt once again. In Colorado showed them no mercy. The Buffs, they took care of business. Started off kind of slow offensively. Really didn't get much going in the first quarter besides that first touchdown, but then they had a punt return by LeJontay Wester, and they were off to the races after that. After LeJontay took that punt back, the defense kind of locked in. Shedeur stopped holding the ball as long because Utah was kind of getting after Shedeur. They had a few sacks. How many sacks did they end up with? I watched this entire game. They ended up with 3 sacks of Shedeur. Most of those came in like the first quarter or the first half. And though they was getting after Shedeur a little bit in that first quarter, but then Shedeur settled in 30 of 41, 340 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Shedeur Sanders should be a Heisman finalist. Let me repeat this once again. If Dillon Gabriel is going to be a Heisman finalist, Shedeur Sanders should be a Heisman finalist. It should be Shedeur, Ashton Jeanty, Travis, and Gabriel, maybe. I don't even know if Gabriel should be there, but this should be those 4. If you're going to have 4, make it those 4. But we know who the winner should be. The overwhelming, and I think the overwhelming majority will also agree with me, but Travis Hunter, I think, to me, locked up the Heisman Trophy in that game against Utah. An interception, a touchdown run, 55 yards receiving. I mean, the dude is he's the best player in college football, bar none. Let me repeat, he is the best player in college football, bar none. He's that good. He makes those type of plays. He's that astounding on offense. Like I said, he had 1 rush for it was the sickest 5-yard gain rush, but another touchdown. He also contributed with 5 catches for 55 yards. Draylon Miller got in on the action. And this was a big game for Colorado on multiple levels. Obviously, getting 8 wins and putting themselves now tied for first at the top of the Big 12 after BYU took a loss to Kansas. Now Colorado at 6-1 is tied at the top of the Big 12 with the opportunity to go to the Big 12 championship game. And if you win the Big 12 championship, you will be in the 12-team playoff. So the playoff is right in front of Coach Prime and the Buffs. But besides the fact that happened, Kansas beating BYU, Colorado improving to 8-2, 6-1 in the conference. It was a big weekend. You had Gillian Wallow there. You had some T.O., Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson was all in the building. Michael Irvin was in the building. All of that, I mean, that's the norm at Colorado. They get a lot of those guys on the regular. But more importantly than that, it was a week, essentially an entire week, where they hosted big time major recruiting prospects, a lot of them coming from one school. They hosted a boatload of players midweek. AMG. So being able to host big time talent from IMG was massive for Coach Prime, and to allow them to see that performance in front of that crowd with those celebrities in the building and being able to do it all before 3 o'clock because it was on big noon kickoff. So your kickoff in Colorado is at 10 a.m. If it's 4, you give the game in its totality 4 hours, you're done by 2 o'clock, and you get to spend the entire day with the recruits from IMG. There's already been predictions from the guys in On 3 and 247 that one of them, an Oklahoma State commit, who was the leader in sacks for IMG this year and was the leader in sacks for them last year, they predict he's going to flip. You also had Michael Carroll, the number 1 5-star, one of the top inside offensive linemen in the country, 6'5", 300+ pounds. He was on campus. You're in the flip business of Juju Lewis. He wasn't there. Juju Lewis and Carday Smith. If you're able to add a Michael Carroll, a 5-star, 6'5" interior offensive lineman to this class with potentially those guys who most people think is going to flip. Hell, USC's already moved on. They're going to try to flip a kid from Texas A&M, Husan Longstreet from California. This was big. And then, according to Steve Wilfong, the On3 analyst, recruiting analyst, he said after the game, there was an IMG like dinner, right? Like where they had a big luncheon for all the IMG prospects that were there to watch Colorado dominate on Utah. There was also class of 27 4 5-star recruits. There was also a class of 26 4-star commit to Oklahoma 4-star quarterback that was also in the building. That is his second time visiting Boulder, but he camped there during the summer. His name's escaping me. I think it's Jaden O'Neal. I want to say is his name, Jaden O'Neal. He camped at Colorado during the summer and wanted to come experience a game time atmosphere. And boy, was it one to experience, to see that team on that field dominate the way that they did, that atmosphere, them sing happy birthday to Miss Peggy on her 100th birthday. And then, of course, to get an opportunity to catch up with Coach Prime, Coach Shermer running the offense, see Shador. I think the words Jaden that On3, the Wilfong put out, that Jaden wanted to see Shador operate. Like he wanted to see Shador in a game environment, what he's able to do, how he's able to do it. And boy, was this the game to come watch Shador cook. 30 of 41, 340 yards, and 3 touchdowns to 1 interception. Threw an interception on the first drive, allowed Utah to get those 3 points. And then Colorado, they never really looked back. And like I said, this game pretty much wraps up the Heisman, I believe, for Travis Hunter. And don't just take my word for it. This is an article coming from Yahoo Sports. It says Colorado's Travis Hunter becomes the overwhelming favorite, the overwhelming Heisman Trophy favorite after his Week 12 performance. Let's read some of Nick's article. It says, is the Heisman race a formality with 3 weeks to go before the voting closes? Colorado's Travis Hunter had a fantastic day as the number 17 Buffaloes beat Utah at home. Hunter is now minus 500 to win the trophy at BetMGM. His odds are so low that you would only win $2 on a $10 bet. Hunter played nearly every snap on both offense and defense once again. He intercepted a deflected pass, made a highlight reel catch to set up a touchdown, and added a touchdown of his own in the fourth quarter as he cut back across the field when Colorado was putting the game out of reach. After the game, Colorado's Deion Sanders was asked if he had a message for any Heisman voters who may be undecided at this point. Quote, if you can't see, they can't. If they can't see, they can't see. It is what it is. Travis is who he is, Sanders said. It's supposed to go to the best college football player. I think that's been a wrap since week 2? We ain't petitioning for nobody. We ain't doing that. We have a wonderful display of cameras here, and I think we're on national television every week. If they can't see it, that's their problem. Don't allow their hatred of me, meaning Deion, interfere with our kids' success. They've got to stop that. Y'all got to stop that. Y'all got to stop that, man. Give the kids what they deserve, man. I mean, yeah, I think it's a foregone conclusion, and I get it. Ashton Genty's having a hell of a year. Oregon's number 1 in the country, but Ashton Genty is a running back at Boise. No disrespect to him being a running back at Boise, but he's a running back at Boise, right? Like let's be real. He's a running back at Boise. Are you really going to give a running back at Boise State the Heisman Trophy over a guy that's top 10 nationally in catches, yards, and touchdowns as a receiver, also leads his team in interceptions, and plays every single snap on both offense and defense at a Power 4 school, and their school's 8-2, and they potentially can win the Big 12 championship? Like, think about all of that. Would you give a running back at Boise State the Heisman Trophy over a young man that leads his team in his top 10 nationally in catches, yards per game, and touchdowns as a receiver, leads his team in interceptions, and plays both ways the entire game, over 150 snaps per game, at a Power 4 school that is 8-4, 8-2 on the year, and could potentially be the Big 12 champions by the end of the season? No, you're not going to do that. I mean, the young man has done something this year that's only been done 2 other times. Once by him last year, and the other by Champ Bailey the year before. That's 40 catches, 5 touchdowns receiving, and 3 or more interceptions in a season. It's only been done 3 times in the history of college football. Once by Travis last year, the other by Champ Bailey at Georgia. And Champ Bailey had 47 catches, 5 touchdowns and 3 picks. Travis last year had 54 catches, 5 touchdowns and 3 picks. And this year he has over 70 catches, 5 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns, or I don't know how many, 8 or 9 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Travis won the Heisman. It's minus 500 on BetMGM. It's over. It's over. It's over. Finito. Shout out to Travis and shout out to Colorado, 8-2, doubling their win total from just last year, and has a clear lane to the Big 12 championship game, which means they have a clear lane to the college football playoff. If they continue to play like this, I don't see no reason why Coach Prime and the Buffs won't be in the 12-team playoff with a bye. Because they will be a Power 4 champion. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is Jeff Lightsy Jr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on Jeff Lightsy Jr. YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because I upload all the time. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. That is on Instagram and Twitter at JLightsy7. Hit that thumbs up button before you get out of here. And I will see you next time.